You are told that if you gave her love, loyalty, and sacrifice, she would give you the same in return. But what if that promise was never true? What if the love you believed in was only a performance, an imitation crafted to keep you close until your value ran dry? Carl Jung, who spent his life dissecting the hidden layers of the human soul, warned that many men mistake dependency for love and performance for intimacy. The cost of that mistake is years wasted, strength drained, and dignity surrendered. This video is not here to tell you comforting lies. It is here to show you what almost no one dares to say, that much of what passes for love is instinct in disguise, calculation dressed as devotion. If you understand this, you will no longer be a man who is used and discarded. You will be a man who sees through the mask, who knows the difference between illusion and truth. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. A woman obeys when it benefits her. She gives you pieces of what you want only until she has taken what she needs. And when her need is satisfied, she departs without ever having truly loved. Carl Jung refused to romanticize female affection. He stripped away the charm and the ritual. Seeing through the performance, most men only recognize when it is already too late. Many women do not love in the way men believe. They attach, they adapt, they calculate. What feels like care is often an imitation of your own desire reflected back at you. You pour yourself out, while she gives only enough to keep you tethered. This is not simply heartbreak. It is a map of how instinct works beneath the surface. Jung discovered something that unsettles men because it explains why their deepest devotion is met with something hollow. Within every woman exists what Jung called the Animus, the inner masculine. When this inner man is healthy, it allows her to connect authentically to masculinity in the outer world. But when it is wounded, she cannot meet your love with her own. She does not even realize that this fracture exists. She moves through life believing she loves, while all the while she is feeding off the masculine energy of others to sustain a broken internal balance. Think of the woman who seems flawless on the surface. She knows the right words. She mirrors your passions. She adapts so quickly to your rhythms that you believe you've found your missing half. But behind this performance, something essential is missing. Her animus, the inner masculine meant to resonate with yours, has been corrupted. Perhaps her father was absent. Perhaps he was weak. Perhaps he was cruel. In each case, the template by which she would understand men was damaged. And what is damaged inside cannot recognize health outside. Your strength becomes her confidence on loan. Your love is converted into a temporary salve. Your resources turn into her shield. And when her balance has been restored for the moment, she leaves, not because she hated you, but because she never saw you in the first place. She saw only the echo of her broken inner masculine. Jung wrote that the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. But when her animus is wounded, there is no transformation. There is only consumption. She borrows your essence to stabilize her inner conflict, but gives nothing of herself in return. The tragedy is that she can genuinely believe she loves you. Yet what she calls love is dependency dressed as affection. She requires you to function, but does not value you as irreplaceable. Any man who performs the same functions could stand where you do now. Consider the man who loves with all his strength, convinced he has finally been chosen for who he is. He notices, however, that her love does not deepen with time. It remains transactional, tests of strength, requests for reassurance, demands for proof. He passes her trials, and she feels temporary relief. He fails, and she feels confirmed in her suspicion that men are unworthy. Nothing he does can shift her core view, because he was never the object of her love. Only the stage on which her wounded animus played out its endless conflict. It is tempting to believe you can heal her, to imagine that your patience, your devotion, your sacrifice will mend what her father broke or what her childhood corrupted. But Jung warned against such illusions. He recognized that true love requires integration. A woman must reconcile her inner masculine before she can meet yours as an equal. Until then, she cannot dance with your strength. she can only extract from it. This is why she departs once she has taken enough. The connection you thought was real was only her wounded psyche borrowing your fire to light its own darkness. And if the wound of the Animus explains why her love feels shallow, Jung revealed something even darker. Beneath the broken masculine within her lies another force entirely. One she hides, even from herself. He called it the shadow, and it is the part of her that can ruin you while convincing herself she is innocent. Every woman carries two faces. One she shows to the world, the radiant, caring, seemingly gentle persona, and one she hides, even from herself, the darker twin that Jung called the shadow. This shadow is not small. It holds everything she has been taught not to express. Her rage, her envy, her selfishness, her capacity for cruelty. Society praises her light qualities and shames her darker ones. So she buries them deep, far from conscious recognition. But what we bury does not die. It rules from below. The shadow does not attack directly. It moves through projection. She projects onto you all the qualities she disowns in herself. If she cannot admit her selfishness, suddenly you become selfish. If she refuses to see her manipulative streak, she accuses you of manipulation. You become the carrier of her disowned darkness. This is why relationships with such women feel like battles against invisible enemies. You find yourself defending against accusations so bizarre, so precise. You start to wonder if you're losing your mind. But you're not. You are fighting her shadow. Jung observed that those with large, unintegrated shadows develop an unconscious cruelty. They can wound others with surgical precision, yet remain convinced of their innocence. She cuts you with words that target your deepest insecurities. But her conscious mind insists she's merely being honest. She undermines your confidence. Yet she genuinely sees herself as the victim. This is not lying. It is blindness. She does not recognize her shadow's hand moving through her. Dostoevsky illustrated this phenomenon in his characters. People who justify betrayal in the name of righteousness, oblivious to the darkness steering them. Greek tragedy knew it as well. Medea, who murdered her children while claiming she was simply reclaiming her honor. The shadow has always been with us. This hidden twin also explains her erratic changes. When her light persona is in charge, she is warm, nurturing, magnetic. But when her shadow surges, she becomes cold, distant, even cruel. The two states never meet in her awareness. To her, only the light is real. The darkness belongs to you, to others, to the world conspiring against her. She cannot integrate what she refuses to see. And without integration, authentic love is impossible. Love requires owning all parts of oneself, not just the polished mask. Nietzsche once remarked, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process, he does not become a monster." This is precisely the danger for men entangled with a woman ruled by her shadow. In fighting the darkness she projects onto you, you risk becoming the very thing she accuses you of. Your patience becomes passivity. Your strength becomes domination. Your self-defense becomes cruelty. Slowly, you start to doubt your own reflection. Consider the common story of a man accused of coldness by a woman who withdraws her own warmth first. He protests, tries harder, and still she insists he is unloving. Or the man accused of disloyalty by a woman who entertains attention from others, but insists her conscience is clear. These contradictions are not conscious deceit. They are the shadow's fingerprints. She needs you to carry the qualities she cannot admit belong to her. And the more you resist, the more violently she insists. The tragedy is not only yours. Her denial fractures her inner world. By refusing to own her darkness, she remains divided against herself, and division within always demands sacrifice without. Until she turns inward, relationships become battlegrounds where she unknowingly wages war against her own disowned parts. You are not her enemy, but you become the terrain on which her inner war is fought. But the shadow is not the only ghost that poisons her love. Deeper still lies a wound she inherited not from society, but from her first and most intimate bond, the mother. Jung called it the mother complex. And it explains why so many women confuse dependency, control, or care with genuine love. Beneath the shadow lies an older wound, one carved into her long before she met you. Jung called it the mother complex. This is not simply about having a difficult mother. It is about an unresolved psychic imprint that seeps into every relationship she later forms. It shapes how she bonds, how she demands, and how she leaves. And until it is faced, it poisons intimacy at the root. There are two main patterns Jung described. The first is the eternal daughter. She appears fragile, helpless, endlessly in need of protection. She unconsciously seeks a man who will fill the gap her mother left, providing unconditional care, solving every crisis, rescuing her from herself. At first, this can feel flattering. Many men enjoy being needed, feeling like the hero she has been waiting for. But soon, the devotion becomes a trap. No matter how much you give, it will never be enough. Because you cannot replace the mother who failed her, she remains dependent, creating drama or weakness just to reawaken your protective instinct. What feels like love is in truth an endless rehearsal of her childhood longing. The second pattern is the devouring mother. Here the roles reverse. She becomes smothering, controlling, unable to allow her partner independence. She sees you not as a man, but as a child to guide, discipline, or possess. She floods you with care, yet beneath the surface, her love is laced with domination. Your autonomy feels like abandonment to her, and so she clings tighter. She cannot love as an equal, only as someone who must be needed to feel secure. Her affection becomes a chain disguised as comfort. Freud described something similar as repetition compulsion, the tendency to recreate unresolved childhood traumas in adult life, repeating the same wounds in search of resolution. A woman with a mother complex is caught in this very cycle. She does not love you as a partner. She casts you in a parental role you never agreed to play. And the tragedy is that she believes this is love. To her, dependence feels like intimacy. To her, control feels like devotion. Think of the man whose partner always seems incapable in moments where she should be strong. She calls him in tears over trivial matters, expecting him to repair her sense of safety again and again. Or imagine the man whose partner micromanages his choices, constantly checking, advising, correcting, as if he were a child under her supervision. Both men find themselves drained, not because they are unloved, but because they are loved through a wound that cannot be healed by romance. As Kierkegaard once warned, the most dangerous sickness of the soul is despair, not over something, but of itself. These women despair over an absence that no man can fill. The mother complex also breeds impossible standards. The eternal daughter demands endless care, yet nothing satisfies her longing. The devouring mother demands submission, yet no obedience eases her anxiety. Men caught in these webs often confuse this tension with passion, mistaking dependency or suffocation for intensity. They believe they are experiencing a deep bond, when in truth, they are trapped in a cycle older than the relationship itself. What makes this wound most destructive is its invisibility. To her, this pattern feels normal. She does not see that she is replaying childhood scripts with adult partners. She thinks she is loving you when she is only reenacting the unhealed past. Healing would require her to face the original wound directly, to confront the absence or excess of her mother's influence. But few are willing to do this. It is easier to seek a partner who fits the unconscious template than to dismantle the template itself. And so, many men discover too late that what they thought was devotion was simply the echo of her unfinished childhood. But Jung found that beyond this haunting lay an even more unsettling truth. Some women build not only from wounds, but from masks so perfect that even they forget who they truly are. He called this mask the persona, and it can make you fall in love with someone who does not exist. Imagine believing you finally met your soulmate, the woman who laughs at your jokes, mirrors your passions, and seems to know you better than you know yourself. Every detail feels too perfect. Every conversation flows as if scripted by destiny. But Jung would warn, what you've fallen for may not be a person at all, but a mask. He called it the persona, the carefully crafted performance that hides the authentic self beneath layers of adaptation. The persona develops when a woman learns early that her true self is unsafe. Maybe her honesty was criticized, her vulnerability mocked, or her individuality ignored. So she created a version of herself that would be accepted, admired, even adored. Over years, the mask became so convincing that she too believed it was her real face. When you met her, you are not meeting her essence. You are meeting her most polished performance. This explains why the relationship often feels so intoxicating at the start. She matches you so seamlessly because she is studying you, calibrating her responses like an actress reading her audience. Real love reveals itself slowly. Imitation appears instantly. What men call chemistry may be less about destiny than about performance tailored to your desires. This explains why the relationship felt so intoxicating at the start. She seemed to fit you perfectly because she was studying you, reflecting back your desires like a mirror. She was not revealing herself gradually, as authentic love does. She was constructing herself from your reactions. Each smile, each pause, each shift in tone was calculated unconsciously to keep you enchanted. The result is what many men call instant chemistry. But instant chemistry is often a performance tailored to your script. Kierkegaard once wrote, "The greatest hazard of all, losing oneself, can occur very quietly in the world." For the persona-driven woman, this hazard is not a risk but a reality. She has already lost herself in the process of becoming what others expected. She can change identities as easily as changing clothes. With you, she is the devoted lover. With her friends, she is the wild rebel. With her family, she becomes the innocent daughter again. None of these selves are false to her. They are all she has. But because no stable identity exists underneath, none of them can love. A mask cannot love. It can only perform the gestures of love. Consider how this plays out in practice. You pour out your heart, and she echoes back the perfect words. You reveal a dream, and she immediately shares it. You confess a fear, and she reassures you in exactly the way you long to hear. It feels like deep connection, but it is in fact mimicry. Her reading of your cues and delivering what will keep you invested. When the mask tires or no longer works, she vanishes, leaving you wondering how someone who seemed so real could disappear without a trace of grief. The painful truth is that the woman you loved never existed outside of the performance she built for you. Modern culture intensifies this phenomenon. Social media trains people to live as curated images, to measure worth in reactions and validation. A persona that was once limited to social survival becomes a full-time occupation. A woman who learns to live through the approval of followers, friends, or lovers soon forgets the raw self that once existed before performance. When she tells you she loves you, she may even believe it. In that moment, the mask feels real to her, but love spoken through a mask cannot reach the depth of the soul. You are pouring your authenticity into a reflection, not into a living being. The tragedy is not only yours, she too suffers. The more she performs, the more addicted she becomes to validation. Your devotion is not valued as devotion. It is valued as proof that her mask is convincing. Once that proof fades, or another stage appears with a new audience, she moves on, and closure becomes impossible. Because you cannot mourn the loss of someone who was never truly there. This is why Jung insisted that insight must lead to action. The lesson is not despair, it is clarity. When love feels instant and flawless, ask yourself, are you meeting a living soul or only a reflection? True connection is not built on performance, but on continuity, depth, and the courage to be seen without disguise. The greatest protection a man can claim is to refuse illusions, no matter how intoxicating they appear. Jung once warned that people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. Many live behind masks, and many will never remove them. Your freedom begins the moment you stop confusing performance with intimacy and start demanding love that is real, even if it is rare. If you found this message valuable, help me spread it. Like this video, subscribe, And join me as we keep uncovering the truths most people are too afraid to face.